The book of Genesis. And as the generations of Adam continued to spread throughout the earth, humanity began to multiply more and more, and the world was already falling into darkness. In the days of Genesis chapter 6, humanity multiplied, wickedness increased, and a mysterious event unfolded that would change history forever. But then, the story takes a dark and mysterious turn. Now, after the population of human beings had increased throughout the earth, and daughters had been born to them, the divine beings noticed how attractive the human women were, and they took wives for themselves from any they chose. Then the Lord said, "My spirit will not remain with mankind forever, for they are mortal. Their days shall be 120 years. The Nephilim were on the earth at that time, and also immediately afterward. When those divine beings were having sexual relations with those human women who gave birth to children for them, these children became the heroes and legendary figures of ancient times. God decides to destroy the world. The Lord saw that human evil was growing more and more throughout the earth, with every inclination of people's thoughts, becoming only evil on a continuous basis. Then the Lord regretted that he had made human beings on the earth, and he was deeply grieved about that. So the Lord said, "I will annihilate these human beings whom I've created from the earth, including people, animals, crawling things, and flying creatures, because I'm grieving that I made them." However, the Lord was pleased with Noah. These are the family records of Noah. Noah was a righteous man, blameless during his times. As Noah communed with God, Noah fathered 3 sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. By this time, the earth had become ruined in God's opinion and filled with violence. God looked at the earth, observing how corrupt its population had become, because the entire human race had corrupted itself. So God announced to Noah, "I've decided to destroy every living thing on earth, because it has become filled with violence due to them. Look, I'm about to annihilate them along with the earth. So make yourself an ark out of cedar, constructing compartments in it, and cover it inside and out with tar. Make the ark like this, 300 cubits long, 50 cubits wide, and 30 cubits high. Make a roof for the ark, and finish the walls to within 1 cubit from the top. Place the entrance in the side of the ark and build a lower, a middle, and an upper deck." Noah did all of this, precisely as God had commanded. Then the Lord told Noah, "Come, you and all your household into the ark, because I've seen that you alone are righteous in this generation. You are to take with you 7 pairs of every clean animal, a male and its mate, and 2 of the unclean animals, a male and its mate, along with 7 pairs of the flying birds, male and female, in order to keep their offspring alive on the surface of all the earth. 7 days from now, I'll send rain on the earth for 40 days and 40 nights, and I'll destroy every living creature that I've made." Noah did everything that the Lord commanded. The flood begins. Noah was 600 years old when water began to flood the earth. Noah, his sons, his wife, and his sons' wives entered the ark with him before the floodwaters arrived. From both clean and unclean animals, from birds, and from everything that crawls on the ground, 2 by 2, male and female. They entered the ark to join Noah, just as God had commanded. 7 days later, the flooding started. On the 17th day of the 2nd month, when Noah was 600 years old, all the springs of the great deep burst open. The floodgates of the heavens were opened, and it rained throughout the earth for 40 days and 40 nights. On that very day, Noah entered the ark with his sons Shem, Ham, and Japheth, Noah's wife, his sons' 3 wives with them, along with every species of wild animal livestock, crawling creature, bird, and every creature that has wings. 2 of each living creature entered the ark with Noah. The males and females of each living creature entered the ark, just as God had commanded. Then the Lord sealed them inside. The flood continued throughout the earth for 40 days, while the floodwaters increased, lifting the ark so that it rose above the surface of the earth. The floodwaters continued to surge, increasing throughout the earth, while the ark floated on the surface of the floodwater. The floodwater surged even higher throughout the earth, until all the highest mountains under the sky were covered. The floodwaters rose cubits above the mountains. Every living thing on earth died, flying creatures, livestock, wildlife, all creatures that swarm over the earth, and all human beings. Everything that breathed and everything that had lived on dry land died. All existing creatures that had lived on the surface of the ground were annihilated. From humans to livestock, from crawling creatures to birds of the sky, they were wiped off the earth. Only Noah remained, along with those who were with him in the ark. The floodwaters surged over the earth for 150 days. God kept Noah in mind, along with all the wildlife and livestock that were with him in the ark. God's Spirit moved throughout the earth, causing the floodwaters to subside. The water sources from the ocean depths were blocked and the floodgates of the heavens were closed. Then the floodwaters steadily receded, diminishing completely by the end of the 150 days. The ark came to rest on the mountains of Ararat on the 17th day of the 7th month. The floodwater continued to recede until the 10th month, when, on the 1st of that month, the tops of the mountains could be seen. After 40 days, Noah opened the window of the ark that he had built and sent out a raven. It went back and forth as the floodwater continued to evaporate throughout the earth. Later, he sent a dove out from the ark to see whether the water that covered the land's surface had completely receded. But the dove could not yet find a place to rest. So it returned to Noah on the ark. Since water still covered the land, Noah reached out his hand and took the dove back into the ark with him. Noah waited another 7 days and sent the dove out from the ark again. The dove returned to him in the evening, but in its beak there was an olive leaf that it had plucked. So Noah knew that the floodwaters had decreased on the land. He waited 7 more days and sent the dove out again. But it did not return to him anymore. In the 601st year of Noah's life, during the 1st month, the floodwater began to evaporate from the land. Noah then removed the ark's cover and saw that the surface of the land was drying. By the 27th day of the 2nd month, the ground was dry. The Lord's covenant. God spoke to Noah, "It's time for you, your wife, your sons, and your sons' wives who are with you to leave the ark. Bring out with you every living creature, including the flying creatures, animals, and everything that crawls on the ground, so they may disperse throughout the land. Be fruitful and multiply throughout the earth." So Noah, his sons, his wife, and his sons' wives emerged. Every animal, every crawling thing, every flying creature, and everything that moves on the earth emerged from the ark by groups. Then Noah built an altar to the Lord and offered burnt offerings on it, too, from every clean animal and every clean bird. When the Lord smelled the pleasing aroma, he told himself, "I will never again curse the land. Because of human beings, even though human, inclinations remain evil from youth, nor will I destroy every living being ever again, as I've done. Never and again, as long as the earth exists, will sowing and harvest, cold and heat, summer and winter, and day and night ever cease." Noah's sons who came out of the ark were Shem, Ham, and Japheth. Ham later fathered Canaan. These 3 were Noah's sons, and from these men the whole earth was repopulated. Noah, a man of the soil, was the first to plant and farm a vineyard. He drank some of the wine, got drunk, and lay down naked right in the middle of his tent. Ham, who fathered Canaan, saw his father's genitals and told his 2 brothers outside. Then Shem and Japheth took their father's cloak, laid it across both their shoulders, and walking backwards, they both covered their father's genitals. When Noah sobered up and learned what his youngest son had done to him, he said, "Canaan is cursed! He will be the lowest of slaves to his relatives." He also said, "Blessed be the Lord God of Shem, and may Canaan be his slave. May God make room for Japheth." May God live in Shem's tents, and may Canaan serve him. Noah lived 350 years after the flood. After Noah had lived a total of 950 years, he died. Descendants and nations from Noah. These are the records of Noah's sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth, to whom descendants were born after the flood. Japheth's descendants included Gomer, Magog, Madai, Javan, Tubal, Meshech, and Tiras. Gomer's descendants included Ashkenaz, Riphath, and Togarmah. Javan's descendants included Elisha, Tarshish, Kittim, and Dodanim, a guy from whom the coastal nations spread into their own lands and nations, each with their own language and family groups. Ham's descendants. Ham's descendants included Cush, Egypt, Put, and Canaan. Cush's descendants included Seba, Havilah, Sabta, Rama, and Sabteka. Rama's descendants included Sheba and Dedan. Cush fathered Nimrod, who became the first fearless leader throughout the land. He became a fearless hunter in defiance of the Lord. That is why it is said, like Nimrod, a fearless hunter in defiance of the Lord. His kingdom began in the region of Shinar with the cities of Li, Babylon, Erech, Akkad, and Calneh. From there he went north to Assyria and built Nineveh, Rehoboth, Ir, and Calah, along with Resen, which was located between Nineveh and the great city of Calah. Egypt fathered the Ludites, the Anamites, the Lahabites, the Naphtuhites, the Pathrusites, the Casluhites, from which came the Philistines, and the Caphtorites. Canaan fathered Sidon, his firstborn, along with the Hittites, the Jebusites, the Amorites, the Girgashites, the Hivites, the Archites, the Sinites, the Arvadites, the Zemarites, and the Hamathites. Later, the Canaanite families were widely scattered. The Canaanite border extended south from Sidon toward Gerar as far as Gaza, and east toward Sodom, Gomorrah, Admah, and Zeboim as far as Lasha. These are Ham's descendants, listed by their families, each with their own lands, language, and family groups. From Shem, a line was preserved, not the loudest, not the most powerful, but chosen for a purpose that would unfold through time. Generations passed quietly, names that may seem small, yet each carried a promise, moving forward step by step. From Shem came Arphaxad, then Shelah, then Eber, where a people would one day be set apart. And through this line, history was not just continuing, it was being guided, a direction unseen yet certain, because from this lineage would come a nation, a covenant, and a calling, not built on strength alone, but on promise. And here we pause the story of the nations, for the next chapter begins to narrow the path from many to one man, Abraham. That will be in the next video, Genesis 11 to 15.